Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. We are To the Hard Way. We are starting a podcast. And with this podcast, we are going to just talk about everything under the sun, especially stuff that's really hot in social media at the moment. So my name is Rhonda, and this is
Ricole. I'm Ricole. Nice to meet everyone.
And again, we are To the Hard Way. Please like, comment, and subscribe so you'll notify every time we post a video. And also comment down below and let us know what other topics that you guys would like us to talk about. So today is our first topic, and we are going to talk about
50-50 in relationships.
So 50-50 in relationships. So that's one that's really hot right now.
Absolutely.
What does 50-50 in relationships mean to you?
First of all, I don't want 50-50 in a relationship, but 50-50 in a relationship for me means 50-50 everywhere, not just 50-50 in finances, 50-50 in household chores, 50-50 in taking care of the kids, 50-50 in grocery shopping and putting up in chores, everything, just 50-50 across the board. So a lot of people nowadays want 50-50 only in finance, and that's where I have an issue.
Okay, so 50-50 to me means when I hear 50-50, I'm thinking that they're talking about 50-50 across the board. Financial, kids, cooking, cleaning, you name it, everything's 50-50. So you say you can't do 50-50?
No, I could do 50-50.
You could do 50-50, okay.
So let's also explain too, Rhonda is married and I'm single.
Yes.
So there is a big difference in the dynamics. I'm out here dating. And so in the dating world, for me, 50-50 means the men want 50-50 for the woman to be in financial, but they don't want to share in the chores and the taking care of the kids or any of those dynamics. They think that, you're supposed to just get help with paying the finances, but everything else is mainly the woman's job. And that is a big issue for me.
Okay. So as she said, I'm married. And I also come from a two-parent household. So my mom and dad both worked. And I was explaining, we had this conversation before, and I told her that I think the way I do things now is based on how I was raised. So how I was raised, yes, my mom and dad both worked. They made good money. My dad he probably made more than my mom. I'm sure he made more than my mom. But my dad did not make he was not involved in, let's say, raising us, like discipline. He was hands off. Decision making, although I think they talked about decisions, I think it was my mom that was the ultimate decision maker, only because she made sure all the bills were paid. So they bought in the money together, but she made sure the electric was paid, the rent or mortgage was paid, the gas was paid. She made sure of all of that. My dad he couldn't even tell you who to call to pay bills because my mom did all of that. So I think that's why my mom probably was the final decision maker on all of that kind of stuff, because she knew more of what was going on. So in my household now, I have 3 kids, but my kids are grown. And my husband has 3 kids and his kids are grown. So we didn't have to do the raising of kids together, but our finances now, so our household now is 50-50 only on bill paying. And I mean just bill paying. So I mean just mortgage and our utilities is 50-50. Everything else, not so much. So could you do that?
You already know daggone well I could not do that. So for me, I understand, because I talk to a lot of men out here nowadays and they say, Of course, we're not in the old school mentality, and the world's changed.
Mhm.
And we have where houses cost more, groceries cost more, all these things cost more, and I understand that.
Mhm.
But I also want people to understand I have no problem working, have a decent job, make great money, but I don't have a problem even helping out with the bills. But I have a problem when it comes to you want me to do all the cooking, all the grocery shopping, all the cleaning, want me to roll over at 2 o'clock in the morning. You want me to, basically service and um, provide for my man, like basically pamper. But I also need those things. I am 50 years old. And at the time of my life, I felt like I want a partnership where we both can do those things together. We should be both equally contributing to the household. We should be equally doing the chores. We should be equally, and maybe doesn't know how to cook, but he knows how to order DoorDash.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't, because if we're both out there working and coming in at 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, don't nobody at this age in our bracket want to do that all the time.
Okay. I get it.
So I just feel like it should be a partnership all the way through, not just with finances. And so I am having a big hard time struggling with that dating. And so with her marriage all the time, of course, and it's crazy because we're best friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're totally opposite. She opposite. She grew up in a 2 dynamic household, and I grew up in a single mom household. And so I saw all my mom do everything by herself. And so I think that is why I'm so strong and independent in that category too. And I'm like, heck no, I wouldn't be able to do that, because I've always saw when she had male friends or a husband or whatever, they spoiled her and they both equally contribute.
Okay. So now when I hear, so I also hear the conversation as I hear a lot of men even now wanting to do the old school.
Yes.
The man should pay all the bills. Do you believe that?
I'm fine with that. Okay. Of course, I'm fine with that. I'm a spoiled brat, so let me go ahead and throw this out there too. So I would love for a man to pay all the bills, and then I wouldn't mind doing all the things that the old school woman did, even still working and being able to keep my own money. But I'm a firm believer we either going to have it the old school way or we're going to have it the 50-50 way. We can't have it that in between. So we either going to do it where we're both doing it, or you're working and paying all the bills and I'm pampering and spoiling you.
Okay. Now I had a conversation with, well, actually, I don't think we even had the conversation, but my husband did bring up the other day. I remember we had an event here,
right,
and this was a topic at the event. And so after the event, he did bring up the 50-50. And he mentioned, okay, so if a man is paying all the bills, what is the woman doing with her money? Because he believes, and I wish he was here so he could chime in, but he believes if the woman is keeping the money, is she saving for something for the for the household,
mm-hmm.
or is she buying all of her stuff? So how is that going to work? So if he's paying all the bills, what is she doing, or what should she?
So it just depends on the dynamics. I feel like you have people that make well in the 6 figures or millionaires or whatever, and they pay all the bills, and the woman can do whatever with their money. But if we're just going to stay in the middle class, then I feel like the woman could be saving for vacations. The woman could be putting away for a rainy day, because what if her husband does lose his great job and he's not able to provide for the family? Then that woman is building a nest egg along with the nest egg that the husband is also saving for. I'm not saying that the woman should be able to go out here and just buy Louis bags. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that she should be able to help with the household, and even if that means if they have little kids and she's buying the kids school clothes, but she's still contributing. Mm-hmm. If she's out, if she's working, if she's not working outside the home, then she's doing all the homely things, as far as in making sure the kids are taken care of, cooking, making sure, providing that man when he comes home, there should never not be where he has a meal not cooked. So I'm saying if it's going to be the old school way, then it's going to be all the way the old school way. And he shouldn't have to worry about no dirty laundry or none of that. But, we don't live in that society. Most people now come from where everybody has to work in the household. So I just feel like it should be equal. And because we don't have that, and a lot of people want to still be spoiled and just can't. I don't know. I'm just not finding that in this single world. I'm finding, again, like I keep saying, a lot of men want the woman to be laying and doing all that and the cooking, but don't want to be providing. And also, too, me and you make a decent amount for our own selves. And so, making that, for me being single, you also find that a lot of men are insecure with that because either they can't match me or they're lower than me. And so then they have a trouble with being the provider because they feel like, hey, well, you already make this and you're already taking care of yourself, then why should I?
Okay, I get that. I think if I had in a perfect world, in
Of
my
course.
perfect world,
Mm-hmm.
I would love my husband to come home one day and say, "Hey, you can clock out and don't clock back in."
Right.
I would love that. Um, do okay. So if he did, I don't know. I've never been there, so I don't know.
Which is crazy because remember, I was married.
Yeah.
And my husband worked 3 jobs at the time. And I was a foster mom, but still, he told me that I could quit my job and to stay at home and go to school. And I did that. And in the world, I don't know if I would ever do that again because my husband left me. And then I was stuck and I left my career. So then I had to start all over. So, in a perfect world, I don't know if I would do that. I think I would still like to have me a little nest egg because nowadays I feel like in relationships there's no stick and stay like we used to have back in the day. And not to say that old school relationships didn't have their problems, but the society now is all about, you're getting on my nerves, I'm ready to leave.
Right.
So even in the perfect world, I probably would still keep my job at this point.
I do like the fact that, so I was going to say that too. So if I did have that in my marriage where my husband said, you don't have to clock in anymore, does that mean he controls like, I got to ask him,
right?
Can I go to the store and buy me some panties?
Right.
I don't know if I would like that.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know. I could do that.
I already know I couldn't, and she knows I love to shop. So there's no way in the world that I would have to be able to give somebody complete financial control of me. And even when my husband worked, like I said, I was a foster parent, so that did bring in some income, but I still had to provide for the kids, provide for the household with that money. So, and he was never controlling in that aspect, but just somebody can step out and leave you at any point in time, and then you're just stuck. So, yeah, I couldn't do that. I like my independence.
And so comment down below down below what you do in your household and
how it works for you.
Yeah, and how it works for you. And then if he is the provider, do you have to ask? Like, do you have to come to him and say, I need a new pair of shoes. I'm joining the gym. Do you even have to ask that? Can I join the gym? It's another $50 a month.
Absolutely.
Can I do that? Do you have to, or are those just conversations you should typically have anyway? Or
I feel like if you're in a great relationship, and so this will be another topic another day because I'm really big on communication, but I feel like all those things should be discussed anyway in anybody's marriage. And even a lot of times we think that things are like real small or whatever, but you should discuss that. It's not a big deal. It's not an argument. You just say, hey, babe, I want to join the gym. So that shouldn't be a problem, but you should discuss those things. Your mate and your partner should be your best friend. It should be a person that you come to and talk to about everything, even little small stuff. Okay. So, I mean, at least to me, I think that.
Okay. So you mentioned that you're a shopper.
Yes, and absolutely.
She's a big shopper.
A big shopper.
So if you say that we should, or you in a relationship, it should be all about discussing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Are you really going to discuss going to the store every day? Or do you think that it should be that?
So I feel like
detailed
I
in
should be
communication?
no. So I feel like I should be able to have allowance, even though even though I'm working and I'm providing my own money, because again, when I'm courting and meeting somebody, they're going to know I'm a shopper, and they're going to know one of my favorite stores is Dollar Tree, and they're going to know that hey, she probably just wants to go into Dollar Tree and spend $10 or whatever, just making up something. But they're going to know that, and so I'm going to have a weekly budget that I can go in there and be able to do what. Even if I don't spend it, it's still there for me to spend if I choose to spend it, or if I want to go to at home or whatever. So I'll have my weekly budget and he'll have his weekly budget to do whatever he wants because, hey, maybe he likes to get scratch offs.
Okay, so comment down below. Is there, if you do it the 50-50, no, if you do the husband pays everything, is there an allowance?
Or how do you, how does the wife get the money? Or do you share the bank accounts also with the 50-50?
Yeah.
Do you share a household bank account? Do you have separate bank accounts? Because I'm really curious to know how that works. Because even in my marriage, my husband gave me all the money and I put it in my account. And so I paid the bills out of my account and he trusted me. But I want to get to the point where I have a joint account with my husband. And because I have a big insecurity with that. So I want to know how it feels to we both have the account and then we both have maybe our equal separate checking accounts where we can both do whatever from.
Okay. So in my marriage, I have my own account. He has his own account. We do not have a joint account. I think if I could do it all over again, or if we could in the future have a joint account, I would love that. Because right now, because we do our household bills, it's 50-50. I go to my husband and say, okay, bills are due, and this is how much the bills are. So if we just had a joint account, I wouldn't have to do that.
No, and
I could just take care of the bills.
And because so that would kind of be aggravating for me because I feel like you should be able to just once a month, okay, this is what we got in that account. We gotta do electric, we gotta do whatever, and then if we gotta wait 2 weeks to pay something else, and that's what it is. But it's automatically, and then you can't go in that account and just say, hey, I want to go buy a new pair of tennis shoes, right? Because that's the house account. That's a house account, yeah. And you should also have a joint savings account, and then you should have your separates. So that's how I want to do when I get into another relationship, but we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. So this is a good topic.
It definitely is. And I'm definitely curious to know what everybody else is doing out there and how it works for you, because maybe you can enlighten us. Maybe we're not doing something that you guys are doing, or maybe give us a few tips on how to make it work, especially as a single woman. I definitely need to know that. So
yeah.
Okay. Definitely like us, subscribe, hit that bell button, and let us know how you like our new podcast.
And what our schedule is going to be, we're going to post once a week is our goal. Once a week.
Definitely.
Maybe get to 2.
Yeah, we're going to try that. We're going to try that, but we both work full-time jobs and a part-time right now. So we're going to definitely try to squeeze these in and try to get this really rolling. And if you guys have any topics that you definitely want us to talk about, I'm the crazy one. So I'm open to all topics for sure.
All right. Until next time, what is our schedule going to be? So we're going to look for another post. Well, I don't know. When we come back next time, we'll tell you what the
we'll tell you the schedule then.
Going to be. So if it's going to be every Friday, every Saturday, whatever, you'll know. Okay, To the Heart Ways posting today.
Yes.
So
sounds good to me.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.